Looks like we are live. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Retro Gaming Live TV Halloween Horror Marathon 2021. Sorry for that echo. I was listening to the awesome Halloween ambient music we had playing in the background. Starting. I've never kicked off a marathon before, so a little bit of marathon jitter, which I haven't had in a while. Feels good. We'll be starting off with a game named Deadeus, which is a homebrew Game Boy game that came out in 2019. All right. So, like the screen says, the game does contain some disturbing scenes, such as the title screen right away. And with this, you're gonna get going in 3. As soon as my controller wants to behave. In 3, 2, 1, let's get going. So right off the get-go here with Deadeus, Deadeus is a very interesting game. Created by Isma. It's a Game Boy homebrew game, like I mentioned before, but it has 11 different endings to it. The premise of the game is that you are a boy in a town that every 15 years has to sacrifice something or someone to Deadeus, whom is a god. The first couple endings we're going to get here are fairly quick, and we'll be utilizing the save book quite often. A couple months ago, when I started running this game, the run was about 2 hours long. So I apologized to Ant when I initially submitted this that the estimate was 2 hours long. Since then, we have now taken the game to sub 1 hour, so it has been a ride, to say the least, for this game. Also, take note for a lot of these things throughout the game, everything is interconnected one way or another. So this first ending we're going to get is basically the sleep ending. You could actually finish this game pretty quick just to get the first ending, and basically you just sleep all 3 days that you have left on Earth, and that's that. So what's going on here is, like I said, every 15 years, something or someone has to be sacrificed for Deadeus the god. Right now, this kid is living his final 3 days on Earth. And doing so, every child in this town is experiencing nightmares. So what needs to happen is you can either just A, sleep through the entire world ending, B, just leave the town. Who's gonna stop you? And there's another ending we'll see here in a second, which just gives you some like peace of mind and whatnot. Then once we get done with these first initial 3 endings is when the game really starts to dive into the actual game in itself. There's a lot more than just the bedroom and 2 screens, I promise. Alright, there's one ending. So, if you're wondering why everything kind of looks black and white and a little bit crisper, I used to run this on the Super Nintendo, or the Super Game Boy 2, but the game doesn't have a soft reset at all. So, in order to run this game, you have to rapidly smash the reset button for about an hour. And doing about 10 runs of that in a day and hitting the reset button, it definitely put a wear on my reset spring. So we're taking a little bit of an easy route with this one now. But we're gonna experience these dreams a bit more. You're probably wondering yourself, like, why don't you just save after once you're in the final day? Well, the reason for that is that everything is time based as well too. And when I mean time based, I mean not necessarily like a global timer, but everything is based off what day you're in. So as we progress through this game, there are a lot of sequences that we have to do in a specific order. Otherwise, if we don't, then we're not gonna get it. Such as one of the final endings is to skin everyone in the game, and you can only skin specific people on certain days. Like I said, sacrifices have to be made for the gods. So we're back in the final day again. Now we're actually gonna leave our bedroom. So you're gonna notice that it has a very Pokemon-esque like feeling to it. This game was created in Game Boy Studio 2, which, if you're not familiar with Game Boy Studio is a basically a piece of software, free piece of software that allows you to develop Game Boy games. You don't have to have any coding experience with it at all. You can literally just open up this piece of software and start making sprites, and if you have a little bit of logic, you can make a Game Boy game. This game was completed completely in Game Boy Studio 2, so for this ending, we are just leaving town. Since we are... You don't know this yet, but we are the chosen one for Deadeus. We don't know this yet until much later into the game. So we just leave town. You know, if we're the chosen one, who's gonna stop us? So there's ending number 2. Also, be aware of Pokemon the tall grass. You gotta watch out for the Snorlaxes. They'll sneak up on you. And if you're wondering about this title screen right here and what it is, it's actually intestines in the stomach. It's actually a really the concept art for it was actually super well done. So here we go. We're going back into the final day again. This will be the final ending of just spamming dreams. The next ending we go into is actually my favorite ending. It is the flower ending. We'll do one more sleep. But this game is actually really cool. It has a lot of just like geological differences throughout it. Like, you start off in the city, you end up on a mountain, and there's also beaches. So like you get to experience a lot of different landscapes pretty quickly. We shall skin the Snorlax. We shall skin both Snorlaxes because they're both blocking the path. I believe there were 2 in red. It's been a while since I played the old Pokemons. But you'll notice in this hand as well too that the humans have turned into keys as well too. Again, very significant thing to pay attention to, especially as we get into the later endings. Like I said, everything in this game is somehow interconnected, whether it's connected from person to person, or person to cutscene, or person to Deadeus. There's always some sort of interconnection in this game that's happening. It's actually super awesome and very well detailed. So here we go. Mom is telling us not to be late to come home. Who knows what's going to happen when we go back to sleep. Take note of those 2 old couple right there as well too. They play a significant role later on. So here we go. We're gonna climb up Death Mountain. And we literally call it Death Mountain because we are going to die on this mountain twice in this run. 3 times. We're gonna die on this mountain 3 times on this run. I forgot about that other ending. See you there? But I got notes out. So here we're just gonna come up here and just hop a squat on this bench right here. And we are going to watch basically the sun shatter, or if you're into Majora's Mask, watch the moon crash into the earth. And end all human life as we know it. So this is like the kind of at peace, like you're alone at peace ending. So here comes Dark Matter from Kirby 3. There we go. Now we're out of the first 3 boring endings, and now we're actually getting into the meat and bones of the game. So here, what we're going to do for this ending is, this is when we actually start taking these stepping stones to build out the rest of the endings throughout the run. So, from here, what we're going to do is start collecting all 10 flowers. Sorry, I had to pull up notes for this one. This is where the route changed heavily from the original route. So here, Mom's son talk to us and be like, hey, you know, like, you're having nightmares, they're just dreams. There's nothing to be worried about. Even though our mom, you'll find this out later as well too, but our mom is the original person that sacrificed people for Deadeus. That's why we are the chosen one. So here we're going to walk up the mountain. If you remember from last ending, that guy wasn't there before on day 3, but he's there on day 1. That person actually moves around the entire town in different sections depending on the day. So here we're going to collect 10 flowers. And the name of the game for this ending is to collect 10 flowers, kill 10 people, and put flowers on their face, basically, or put flowers on them. And it gives us the flower ending. So this person here was kicked out of a cult, which we'll learn more about later as well too, and he just gives us the key to the cult's hideout. Beforehand though, we're gonna go into the library. And as you do in any library, there's just a blank book on a pedestal that we're just gonna swipe. Because that's just what you do in libraries, you just take books without asking. Which is a build-up for the last 3 endings that we'll have for this run. This next screen here, like I said, remember to pay attention to the old people. The old people are right there right now, staring off into the ocean. As we're collecting flowers, we do go into a flower bed. And we pick the flowers from a flower bed, which is actually that old man's flower bed. And he gets really mad about it in day 3. Which leaves the old lady and the old man alone. And in one of the... well, in most of the endings, we end up killing people from here on out now. But if you kill someone on the same... if you kill a person while another person is on the same screen... you get caught, and you end up in jail, which is an ending. So here we got that mysterious key from that guy, and now we're going to go into this church. Pay attention to the cross. So from here, our walk speed is about half speed right now, because ambient effect. And now we're going to enter this cult's mysterious hideout beneath the church. This guy here is just like... this guy actually knows who you are, and he's curious as to why you're showing your face here. Because you have no idea what is going on in the world right now. But we just ignore him, and we walk over to this knife right here. But if we try to grab it while this guy is looking up, down, or at us... he'll just yell at us to get away from this knife. So this is the biggest RNG factor of the run right here. We have to wait for that guy in the hood to face the wall before we can grab this knife. And sometimes he just doesn't want to cooperate. There he goes. So now we're going to swipe this knife here real quick. That sacrificial knife is basically what allows us to kill and skin everyone. As you do in a Game Boy game. So here we're gonna collect these are the flowers from the flower bed. These are the old man's flowers that we're just taking without his permission, so he's gonna get very angry in a couple days. School, of course, you know, you always gotta have a school. This should be flower number 9. Perfect. Now we are approaching flower 10. Alright, so from here, we're gonna save the game, because we don't want to collect those flowers again, because it takes a lot of time. Nor do we want to walk down the steps at half speed again just to get a knife. We're gonna go ahead and save the game right now. A little bit, so we're gonna use, like I said, we're gonna use that save book a lot right now. So here's Mom. What's up, Mom? How you doing? She's telling us that we can go see the neighbor girl, but I don't want to. So now we're gonna put a flower on Mom. So we're gonna go into our best friend's house here, and we don't want to go upstairs to our best friend because he has this crazy long dialogue that we just don't want to listen to right now. So we're gonna kill his dad downstairs because his dad doesn't have a long dialogue, and put a flower on him. Then we'll go into the library. Hello, Mr. Receptionist. He's gonna tell us what's going down. And then, see you later. Put a flower on him. So, the flower placement, so this is where the route really changes as well, too, because it's dependent on the runner. As long as you get 10 down pretty quickly, obviously it's preferred speedrun, you know? But the way we used to is that we used to have a set route for it. However, the set route was pretty messed up because it would deliberately talk to people with a long dialogue. So over time, we try to figure out what characters have some of the shortest dialogues in the game, and went and swiped them. So here comes probably one of the better songs in the game coming up. This is Surfer Man right here with the Mohawk. Surfer Man here is just telling us how he wants to go catch some waves, but we're not gonna let him catch any waves. Instead, we're gonna put a flower on him. That won't be the first time he dies either. Poor soul. So we have this lady right here. She's just kind of here, minding her own business, walking, trying to clear her head. But instead, she is used for the flower sacrifice. So now we need to set 3 more flowers. And what we're going to do here is this kid has a bit of a longer dialogue box, but he's literally right in our path to do this, so we just kind of knock him out quick. This kid here, his cat died, and he wanted to bury his cat in the graveyard that you see before you by this church. However, the church wouldn't let him bury his cat in the cemetery, so instead he buries the cat somewhere else, which you will see very later, because we have to dig up said cat. So typically, when you're doing the killing and whatnot to put flowers on, you actually go into the school for a part of it. But since the way I do my route is, since I go to my friend's house, I end up going to the library instead, because the library is only one screen off. Instead of going to the school. Yeah, we bury him into the cemetery. That's exactly it. So we've set all 10 flowers for the ritual. Now we're basically just gonna go back to bed. Name of the game is sleep, man. So here we're basically just gonna be like, you know what? I've already killed 10 people and I've put flowers on their bodies. We're just gonna go back to sleep. Call it a night. Even though we're still in day 1, we're just gonna be like, you know what? Good talk. So here we go. This is probably my favorite ending in the entire game. This is the flower ending, where we have done the ritual of the flowers. As you can see, the 10 flowers around this individual with a lock face. And this person here is actually Deadeus. He's holding a chicken, rooster, bird. Don't know what the meaning is behind that, but basically what this ending is saying, Deadeus, since Deadeus is just kills everything in 15 years unless there's a sacrifice, he's gotten to the point where he's like, even if there is a sacrifice or a ritual, I'm tired of it, but I realize that you want to live, so I'll take everything and let you live. And that's exactly what he does. So he's like, you know what? I'm just gonna take everything and let you live, so there's literally nothing left in the world except for him. That's the flower ending. Now we're moving on to the dad ending, and this ending is the ultra build up for the rest of the run. This is where we do a lot of killing. A lot of killing. So mom's gonna die. I was debating if I want to keep mom alive right now or not, but mom has got to die. Because if we don't kill mom, we don't get her key. So, would you like to place a flower on her corpse? We want to hit no. 100%. Because what we need to do is now the most boring part of the run. We're gonna go to our neighbor's house, and this girl has a crush on us. And we're going to build up her hopes and dreams for a very unfortunate ending. So in this part of the run, we have to give this girl 10 flowers. So from here, we're literally just going to mash A, because if we even mash B a single time, we throw the chance of either A, not giving her a flower, which is not the end of the world, just time waste, or B, accidentally killing her and having to restart this ending. I've done that a few times accidentally on runs. I've been on world record pace a few times, and I've accidentally hit B while mashing through dialogue and either try to knife someone while someone else is in the room, or accidentally kill someone that I shouldn't have at the time and had to sacrifice that run. So this is probably, like I said, this is the boring part. You have to give this lady 10 flowers. Sounds probably pretty familiar. And we've given her 4 right now. The reason this is so long is because just the initial dialogue, like, hey, do you have something for me? She says it every time. And then it's the same dialogue every time you give her a flower, but there's also an additional dialogue at the end with the knife. In the old route, we actually used to do this twice in the old route, which was brutal. But each time that we did it, we never had the knife on us, so we always had a couple less dialogue boxes at the end, so it was a bit safer as well. But we had to in the old route, we had to collect flowers 3 times in the old route. So lots of changes from the routes. Let's just say that, and for the better. So, like I said, we're gonna build up her hopes and dreams here. We're giving her another flower. We have 2 flowers left, so just a bit more A spamming. And all of these flower pots around her will be filled with flowers come day 2. But we're not going to see day 2 on this ending at all. Like I said, this ending is literally the build-up for the rest of the run. This is where we get ready for the self-sacrifice, the murdering of everyone in the town, and the dive down the well. Alright, so we've talked to her, we gave her all the flowers. We're done with her for now. So that we gave her all the flowers and everything else, what we're going to do is turn in these 2 items so we don't have them anymore. So the special flower she gives us is a unique item that we need for a ritual ending. And if we accidentally use it, well, we don't have the piece for that ritual ending anymore. So we come down here basically almost as a safety sake, just to get rid of this flower and put it up onto the pedestal to commit to the ritual. On top of this here, we have that blank book that you remember us swiping from the library. Apparently a blank book is needed for the ritual, so we pop that in there as well too. Alright, so this kid right here in front of the church, he only appears on day 1. And, which means we have to take care of him. Because we don't get to see this kid again, at least alone, the rest of the run. And we need his skin, so we'll just be taking that. Now we gotta go to school. And we have to go to school for 2 reasons. A, skins, and B, we have to go to geology class. So the school receptionist here, I understand doing their job, but I can't have them talking to me every time I come back into the school. Plus, you know, I have to appease the gods. So this is a piece of the old route right here, where we used to, when we were doing the flower ending, we would come and take out this teacher right here. This is the religion teacher, and this teacher's dialogue is crazy long. But that's not the reason we stopped going after this teacher. We stopped going after this teacher because this teacher understands the ritual, because they were also part of the original Deadeus cult. So when you go to stab him, he has another long dialogue of just talking about how I need to succeed at the ritual. So we stopped killing this guy during the old route because of everything that we had to go through. So like, this guy just doesn't stop talking at all. But here he laughs at us and basically tells us good luck. Alright. Now we're gonna go up here. This teacher actually doesn't have class for the day, but she's alone, so that means I can appease the gods. So one cool thing about this, you're noticing that I can get through the knife dialogue kind of quick. If you press B, B is the bottom answer and A is basically the top answer without using the D-pad. So once it gets to the use the knife section, I just start spamming B to use the knife. So here we are in geology class. We're learning about space rocks. And this guy's talking about meteorites and how a piece of meteorite crashed here, and there was a piece that came to the mountain and someone should go check it out. But we have to do this because today he just tells us about this stuff, and he tells us to come back tomorrow for a trowel. So that's why we can't. That's why we have to actually come to class today. Otherwise, if we actually don't come to class, he doesn't give us a trowel. Okay, well, school portion is done. But we still have some more things to take care of. We'll start from the bottom and work our way up. So here, one of the endings is right here, but we're not going to take that ending quite yet. This fisherman here was looking pretty sus, just fishing off the dock. So we need to take care of that. He didn't have a fishing license, and the DNR got a hold of him. Here with the poor lady just walking around trying to clear her head. God sacrifice. I mean, there's not much more I can tell her about that. This guy that wanted to hang 10. This is the last time you'll ever get to see him in the run. And this is the last time we'll ever come into the beach house. Alright, we'll work our way back up here. So this house probably looks familiar again. Alright. So now we gotta go to our best friend here. And our best friend is just doesn't shut up at all. He's like, "Are you getting these nightmares? I have nightmares." And he just basically talks about his nightmares, and as if you've never had a nightmare in your life. The book on his desk is actually a comic book, but we're not gonna look at it because it's not a good comic book. You'll see what the cops do in a second. Alright. So our best friend here is just talking about dreams and Deadeus, and I'm sorry, friend, but there can only be one. And then we have the library again. Oh, the poor receptionist. And we have the poor receptionist here about to get shivved again. Sorry, friend. Alright. Then we go into here, and this kid reading about nightmares in a book. Then we have this guy. So this guy here, to tie the connection, this guy here is the father of the kid that we killed in front of the church. He's looking for books on how to settle his kid's anger of his cat dying. And, yep. This guy here is actually looking for the blank book for the ritual. So we can't let him have that. And there's no one in the other room. So now the library is completely cleared out. And for our next trick here, this is the guy that gave us the mystery key to get into the cult, and he will no longer be a part of said cult. Alright, so now what we're going to do is we're going to go up here and we're going to go ahead and save, because we did a number of killing already, and we are ready for the dad ending, and we want to save basically our kill streak, so to speak. So now we're gonna go back up to the mountain. The skin does not go to waste. I will assure you of that. So now we're gonna climb back up the mountain. And you'll notice that when we did the alone ending on the mountain, that there were two paths to take. There's an upper path and a bottom path. This time around, we are going to take the bottom path. And he's like, "Oh, that's weird. Mom's key fizz," because he actually doesn't know his parents are involved with the Deadeus ritual. And there's our dad, shackled in a cave, sacrificed to Deadeus many, many years ago. So you're wondering why he has a carving on his forehead. The cultists of Deadeus carve a circle in their forehead. Alright. Yeah, the cutscenes graphically, Isma is an absolute stunning artist. He's actually working on his second game right now, which is... I played the demo of it for Game Jam. It's insane. It's so good. I can't wait for a full release of it. Alright, so here we have a... So we noticed Mom doesn't talk to us when we leave anymore. But now we want to go to jail. We want to go to jail, and if you still remember, we're still in day 1 right now as well. One of the faster ways to do this, you would think, is to go to the jail and stab the cop, or go to the church and stab the priest. But actually, the fastest way to do this is going to the old people right here, because they have short dialogue boxes. And, yeah. There it is. Otherwise, when you go into the jail, there's a huge, long, like, conversation between a guy and the cop, and it's a long wait. Same thing happens in the church as well, too. But if you go to the old people don't make a commotion about it. There's like, we're just gonna call the cops. See ya, bud. So the next ending we're going to do is another very short ending. And if you notice too in that previous ending, that prisoner was yelling 37 as well out loud. That is a huge clue as to what is to come at the end of this run. Yeah, they just lock you up. They throw you in jail. So, if you remember, we killed a fisherman that was fishing off the end of the dock. Get your yeets ready in chat. Alright, so there's the drowning ending. If the fisherman is still in the dock while you try to jump into the water, the fisherman stops you. That's why we have to kill the fisherman. Alright, we are approaching endgame now. So from here, I almost forgot, we want to sleep. Wow, we're doing it, chat. We're doing it. We're finally going into day 2. We're finally going into day 2. For like an actual day 2. An actual day 2. Like, we're actually going to spend time in day 2. Not just sleep through it. So in the stream, that is our dad in the background. Are basically already shackled, and our mom has a knife in her hand because she killed our dad while he was shackled for the Deadeus sacrifice. Alright. It's a pretty light game, I'm telling you, you know. So here what we gotta do is that we gotta talk to the neighbor girl, and you notice that the overworld music has changed as well, because we're in day 2. So here we're gonna go talk to the neighbor girl, because we, like I said, we have to build up her hopes and dreams. She's gonna tell us about her nightmare last night. But you notice now that all of her flower pots have flowers in them. Then her book on her nightstand is her diary. I've read it when I initially played the game blind, but I don't remember what it said anymore. Now we gotta go to geology class. I mean, school's not canceled for anything, not even for the end of the world. We have to go get our trowel. So here again, you want to mash A and not accidentally try to stab the professor. You'd actually go to jail here as well too, because there's 2 people in one scene. But don't want to kill that professor yet. Alright, so now we have this trowel. So let's go dig up some things. So this. There we go. Use trowel. Ew, it's a dead cat. Obtained Smucky's remains. Then I put the dirt back as if no one was ever there. So now we have a dead cat. We're gonna go in here quick. Since we're already at the church, there's a couple things we gotta take care of. This guy here is gonna be all sad because someone took the knife, and he doesn't know who took it. Like I said, there's a few things we gotta take care of here in the church quick. You'll notice that sometimes, I don't know what causes it. I don't know if it's just like a mashing thing, but every once in a while, what will happen is that the music will just straight up stop and just cut out until you get to a certain scene where it starts back up again. So, we've done some things. Either if we're proud of them or not, we've done some things. But we're gonna go back down here and we're gonna go to the beach. And there's gonna be a person right here that's gonna talk to us. This person here works at the cafe on top of the mountain. And he's calling it the last day because he plans on poisoning the cafe's drinks tomorrow. Which would kill everyone that goes to the cafe, which means I can't skin them, which means I need to kill him now. So that's why he has to die on the beach. This guy right here, this guy is the guy looking for his son, who, if we went into the police station on day 1, he's actually arguing with the cop about it. His son is actually the robed person we killed in day 1. Up on the mountain. Like I said, everyone has a tie-in somewhere. So we're gonna go back up the mountain here. So now that that kid has gone from the cafe, that means that the cafe isn't super occupied right now. So this person here is just big chilling outside the mountain, looking down at the city, and yep. So this is the cafe. This was where everyone was going to get poisoned for drinking the cafe juice. And, well, the cafe isn't going to be open for much longer. Then we go over here, and we see this big old rock right here. So we're going to go ahead and dig out this rock. Which, fun fact, actually isn't a rock at all. But we just pretend it is, because that's what you do in video games, and that's just how life is sometimes. Alright, so now that we've done all of that, did some more day 2 killing, and got some other items that we needed. Now we're going to go back home. And we're going to save. Oops. Alright. And now we're going to go into day 3. We are in home stretch now. We will be in day 3 for the rest of the run. Unless I forgot something, and then we will be back in day 2. Alright, the final day. Alright, so we're going to do another quick save again. This is more of a safety save than anything else. Because this is where, if you accidentally do something wrong, it can cost you a lot of time. Alright, so we're gonna talk to the girl. This is where she's like, you know what? After all these nightmares and this and that, whatever, I'm gonna go up to the mountain and be at peace. Please come sit with me. You know, this and that, whatever. Basically saying she doesn't want to die alone, and since she likes you, she wants you to be with her for the final moments of when the world ends. Alright. We talk to her dad. This is the shortest dialogue box that her dad has. That's why we save him for last. Or at least till now to cut him. Otherwise, he goes on a rant about how his daughter hasn't left her room in so long and nightmares, this, that, whatever. That is his shortest dialogue box because you gave time to her, so he's like, thank you. And then that's pretty much all he says. Alright. So now we go back to the mountain. We're not going to go to geology class right now. We're not going to talk to the old lady. But you notice that she's alone now. And not with the old man like she was at the start of the run. So we're going to go top of the mountain. And we're going to be a good I guess boyfriend. And we're going to sit with her on the bench. So here she contemplates like what is the better option, you know, this, that, whatever, and like what did life actually mean? Because like this is when Deadeus just takes everything, and then the final dialogue is either way we die. All right, so that is the loved one ending. So the next ending, we get to go meet her on top of the mountain again. It's not like we're gonna leave her alone on the mountain, right? Right, guys? So, we've already talked to her, so she's already up on the mountain. And, oh, you know, hey, by yourself, I see. So she's talking about how someone went into the old man's flower garden and picked all the flowers. I don't know who would ever do that, but she's alone now, so I need to appease the gods and leave her alone. Yeah. We're definitely gonna leave her alone. We're definitely going to leave her alone, and it's gonna be, she'll appreciate it in the end. So I got a full heart now. So, like I said earlier in the run, we build up her hopes and dreams, because we need her. We need it too. basically build up her love and emotion for life and for ourselves, and then we go behind her, stab her, take her heart, because it's full of love, and that is considered a full heart. And we need it for the ritual. But we left her alone. She is up on the mountain alone, so... skinning does become harvesting, yep. Especially late on right now in this. So we're going to save the game because this ending and the next ending are very, very similar. They both involve rituals. Stuck. They both involve rituals. And they both involve death. So this detective guy can be a troll. We'll deal with him later. This is not the way to woo a girl. I mean... she was wooed up until the last moment. So here we're going to place the meteor, which is not a meteor, which we'll find out in the final ending. Here we're going to put the cat remains that we dug up. And then here we're going to put the heart. Alright, so now this door is going to open and let us into basically the sacrifice room. These are a bunch of dead bodies on the side of the hallway, nothing to look at. So this person here is just talking to us, and he's like, you have finally got here, like, all these cultists know who we are and what needs to happen. And the guy's like, you finally have come here. He's like, you know what you need to do. And we have one of two things we can do here. And we're going to do the yeet one first. So we're going to just jump into the well. It's Game Boy mode, I guess. Green. It's in black and white because I'm playing on emulator right now. Because otherwise, to run this game, I have to reset the Super Nintendo many, many times. And my Super Nintendo does not like being reset anymore. But green, Game Boy Green. Unless you play on the Super Game Boy, then you can have the color palettes. But it's not a Game Boy Color game, it's a OG Game Boy game. So here we are, we jumped down the well and now we're dead. This individual should look familiar. This is Deadeus. Again, but this time, he's holding a cat. This time he's holding a cat. And basically what he's saying is, you know what? I'm tired of dealing with all of this. I don't want to be Deadeus anymore. I'm going to go sleep. You are now the new Deadeus. So the character that we just were basically sacrifices his life to save humankind. And since it's a selfless act, we become the new Deadeus. That the cat from the early... It could be. It could be. Alright. So that is jumping into the well. Becoming the new god. Alright. Now we get to go back into that ritual room again. We'll be in that church soon enough, don't you worry. Alright, go back down in here. Place the meteor again. This is probably my third favorite ending of the game, because I get a chuckle out of it every time. And then we place the heart. The heart that we totally didn't take from our crush. Look, she's still alone on the mountain, that's all I'm saying. Y'all told me to leave her alone. So we go down the Binding of Isaac hallway again. That is the last time you'll see that hallway this run. This guy's here is just telling us all the stuff that we saw before. It's like, hey, jump down this hill and kill yourself so we can all be fine. And we're like, nah. We're like, nah, we like life. And, see you later. So then we throw him down the well instead this time around. And we're pretty much like, alright, well, a sacrifice has been made. I'm just gonna go back to bed. And that's what we do. We just go back to sleep. We're like, alright, well, that's cool. And now it's sweet dreams. Nothing to worry about. And this tells you that it happens every 15 years. Good ending? I mean, depends how you want to look at it. It's, you know, I mean, it could, I mean, I consider it a good ending, but, you know, how many people had to die along the way to make this happen? Alright. We're into the final ending of the game. And this is my second favorite ending. We're all alive, but yeah, we're alive, but also 2/3 of the town has been murdered by some individual that's just on a rampage right now and can't seem to be caught. Wanted to pet Deadeus' cat? Well, I mean, we're the new Deadeus now. Alright, so we're gonna go to geology class here. The student's alone now in the hallway, and she's mad that someone dug up the meteor on the mountain. So we're just going to take care of that real quick. No jealousy allowed in this town. And this guy here, our geology professor, is gonna be like, "Oh, hey, by the way, that meteor that you built up, it was just a helmet. So, you know, keep that on the hush hush. We'll still pretend it's a meteor." And I don't like being lied to, so nine skins remain. And then here's the old man. The old man is very upset that someone, not us, someone has taken the flowers from his flower bed, and that his wife is going to be crushed. But he doesn't know his wife has been stabbed, and now he is too. This is the detective. Early in the game, he's actually in the church. This guy knows that there's something going on in town, and he knows a little bit too much. So we have to take care of that. This person here is actually in the right room at the start of the run, with another one of his cult companions. And like I said, if we were to kill them, if we were to try to kill them together, we would just end up in jail. But now that they're alone, we can just come back down here and take care of that real quick. So now, this is the well, one of the crazier parts of the game. So this person here is sitting in a pew, And he's just like, you know what? He's like, if I'm gonna go out, I'm gonna go out in church, you know, repent my sins, and we're just going to knife him in the pew. But here's the crazy part: the priest runs down. He's like, "Oh, you're attempting the ritual. How I'm so proud of you." He's like, "I hope these offerings are good for Deadeus." The priest is just like, "Whatever. You just killed a guy in my church, but you know what? Good on you for for trying to do it." The window up there is symbolic to the sun, as you can notice. That's the same crack pattern as the sun in the third ending that we did. The priest here is just telling us how there's like a beautiful melody playing in the church because he knows what's about to happen. All right. Gotta encourage local youth activity. Gotta keep them out of trouble. So now we're in the police station, and we're gonna talk to the cop here and see if he's if he notices anything happening around town. And he just wants to talk about how the old man was trying to figure out where his son was, and called the guy's son a creep for digging up the pet, which little does he know. So the cop is down now, and here's the jail that we got put into earlier in the run as well too. This guy here is telling us that he's getting out today, and he's not, at least physically. So we have one more skin left to get, and this is the harder skin to get because there's no one else left in the town to skin. So how do you get 37 skins from 36 people? This is a bug. Don't worry about it. You don't see that guy there. 37. There used to be 37. Yeah. So now he's trying to figure out what is actually going on and what is happening, and you can see by his very bloody hands as to what is about to happen. And that is time. That is Deadeus, Game Boy homebrew from Isma. That is all 11 endings. Yeah, but we don't know that. There is a guy at the pit, but we don't know that in that ending. Because we don't go in there. Because the guy is like behind this like super locked puzzle door. And we don't know that there's a door back there. We don't know there's a guy back there. So we ended ourselves, basically. Yeah, awesome game. Amazing game. I think you can get it on, the itch.io site, whatever that site is called. Absolutely phenomenal game. Definitely give it a playthrough, give it a try. So, with that, I'll be right back again with another homebrew game called Where's My Body?